The financial shockwaves of COVID lockdowns are still being felt across many different industries and organisations. Among those is community sport, where clubs at all levels spent months at a time off the field. Many local teams rely on the support of their communities and volunteers, including donations to aid recovery from the pandemic particularly. Many of those funds go through the Australian Sports Foundation, which has recorded a significant uptick in generosity over the past year, with more than $76 million to support the recovery of sport. I'm joined by Patrick Walker, he's Chief Executive of the Australian Sports Foundation, in the studio. Patrick, thanks for your time. This is a massive boost in donations to sport, particularly community sport. What's driven that?
Two things have driven it really, Kieran. I think number one is what you alluded to. Community sport got hammered by the pandemic. It's also suffered from natural disasters. Look at the flooding, look at the bushfires before that. And the current rising cost of living is making it unaffordable really for many families to get their kids into sport. So there's a big need in sport. And then the other side of the coin is donors are recognising the value of sport to communities. It's not just about physical fitness, it's about mental health, social cohesion, bringing the community together. So you put the two together, massive increase.
I think so many of our viewers would resonate with them, because we all have a local club that we're engaged with, whether it be through kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews. This donation, as you can see there, it's happened right across the sporting codes as well.
It's happened right across the sporting codes, right across the country. And what we were most pleased to see, 74% increase in donations to community sport. So we've talked about the participants. What about the volunteers? It's part of their life as well. Community sport is really the building block for our society.
And so when we look at that comparison between elite and community, it's not all elite athletes get paid like Buddy Franklin or Latrell Mitchell. The football codes, yes, and the cricketers at the elite level, yes, but a lot of our Olympians are on the breadline, aren't they?
Yeah, we did a survey last year, Kieran. We surveyed representative athletes. 50% of our representative athletes in the Olympic, Paralympic and Commonwealth Games codes are earning less than $23,000 a year. And that's from all sources. That's from stacking shelves in Coles and Woolies, and from whatever they can get from their athletic endeavours. So they are living truly on the breadline.
So Olympians with wealthy families, okay, but how do the rest make do?
Well, I think the worrying thing for us, and if we project forward to Brisbane 2032, the worrying thing is if you've got talent and you're lucky enough to come from a well-off family, you've got a chance of making it. But more people are from a family that can't afford that. And what we need to do is get more support so that it's a level playing field for our talented athletes, so they can emerge and fulfil their potential.
Oh, yeah, indeed. And we've got a big decade ahead of us, haven't we? But you're on the bright side. You are suggesting that we could see a growth in the annual donations to sporting organisations up to $300 million a year.
Yeah, it sounds like a big number, right? But in the last 2 years, we've almost doubled donations to sport in the last 2 years. 50% growth in the last year alone. So I think, and we're certainly connecting with more and more donors who want to support sport and who realise that our athletes are underfunded and they want to help.
Patrick Walker, Chief Executive of the Australian Sports Foundation. Appreciate your time as always. Thank you.